Well, M-Local, it was established, I think it was February 6th of this year, at a General Assembly of Mayors that we had and other council members through the Ministry of Internal Affairs and UCLGA, and also through Cities Alliance through the Liberia Country Program. The purpose, of course, as you and I both know, of M-Local is so that it supports the decentralization program of the government of Liberia, most especially through capacity training, and to also help prepare the mayors in other municipalities for their duties as they are assigned by the president. So that was the intent of M-Local. That's going to provide us with a great deal of support, because one of our primary issues when it comes to local governments, and not really within the city of Painesville, the city of Monrovia, but more so on the outskirts in the rural areas, is that the leadership that's usually appointed is unaware of how to drive the city governments. And this will provide us with the tools that we need to build capacities in those leaderships, and also to within their entire municipality as well. So we're ecstatic about that. The fact that this provides us the opportunity to drive the decentralization program for the government. There are three major things that are challenges for young people in the municipality, and it's the lack of skill set, lack of having proper capacity building institutions, and the lack of mentorship. The lack of skill set, for a post-conflict country, I don't like continuously saying post-conflict because we've been out of conflict for so long, but the impact of being in conflict for over, 15 years is quite evident, because you have an entire generation that does not have any technical skill. And once they don't have that technical skill, it's very difficult to sort of embed them into society. I mean, something as simple as, let's just say, construction. You have a lot of youth that are within the municipality, and in the city of Painesville, you're talking about 78% of our population are young people who don't even have the capacity to build houses, to build government buildings, to build roads. So when we have contractors that come in, usually international partners that come in, they usually come in with their technical people, but then they have to start from basically the ground to build capacity in our young people, so they know how to create a cinder block, how to lay a cinder block. So we really have issues in that sector. Capacity building is also an issue as well, because we don't really have the institutions, technical institutions, that these kids can go into to garner the skills that they need to survive on a daily basis. And then again, the lack of mentorship. Who's really mentoring the young people? There aren't that many people. I mean, because when you come from a post-conflict, time, there aren't that many people that you're looking at. Most of the people that were supposed to be your mentors were participating in the conflict. So how do you look up to them? Of course, considering our executive is about building capacity in Liberia, she also fights for that as well, that our international partners make sure that they try to build capacity in our young people. In the city of Painesville, there's been an institution that's established called the MVTC, which is the Monrovia Vocational Technical College. Ironically, it's called Monrovia, but it's in Painesville. And it's a technical college that was actually just dedicated last year, where they teach kids a lot of technical skills, the same skills that I'm talking about: becoming an electrician, becoming a bricklayer, or becoming a roof specialist. So there are currently institutions that exist. That institution exists right now. There are a number of kids that are going there, but then once they come out of them, then where do they find employment? You have a lot of kids that also go to university, and they lack the ability to find employment opportunities because government is the largest employer in the country. So there's a need for us to get partners in, get big institutions, sort of like factories, into the nation that will provide our residents with employment opportunities. Again, it goes back to us building capacity in our women to adequately prepare themselves to do this job on a day-to-day basis. And this can be done for me, from my perspective, through workshops that are conducted by AM Local. And also it can be done through workshops with our partners as well, such as UCLGA and yourself. I believe that once the women get out there and they understand their role, there will be more efficiency and effectiveness in their positions. And local government is also requires training in political leadership and political education. I mean, because you are a politician within its own right, especially in Liberia. Like the city of Painesville, I have 5 representatives, which are parliamentarians, you all call them, in my city, and all of them are opposition. So I have to, understand the political terrain and know how to deal with them, versus it just being me doing my administrative duties as well. So I think there has to be capacity building in several sectors when it comes to this leadership. And decentralization, of course, to me is also important as well. Understanding, making these women understand that them trying to do everything is absolutely impossible. That decentralization is important. Once they have the proper people on board that are working for them, they'll have far more efficiency and effectiveness in their roles. Well, I just look forward to us having sufficient workshops and building this strong network amongst the local government authorities, but most especially with the women, so that they understand the sort of power that they have within their municipalities. I always, I've always told my president that I think that if you put women in service-oriented agencies in our country, that it will be far more effective because women understand the importance of specific things. For us, we understand the importance of water. We understand the importance of electricity, because those are things that we need on a day-to-day basis to make sure that our homes are operational. Whereas I believe that, men understand the importance, but they'll find another way to get around without having water and electricity. Whereas women are more concerned about their children having access to those things. I'm saying that to say that once we build the capacity in our women, the country goes much further.